For anyone who's just tuned in, this is the last game of this semi-final match. Who's going to join Broden in the grand final and compete for the title of the 2018 Hearthstone World Champion?
Azuma was trying so hard for the whole year, he earned the maximum amount of HCT points for North America. On the other hand, Antrizi is the perfect example of the Cinderella story. He won a Tavern Hero qualifier in his town, and he's very close of being a world champion now.
This is a very classic version of the Murloc Paladin. Is this going to bring a glorious victory to the North American newcomer? He already won against the Warlock twice, so just one more game to finish the comeback.
Azuma's Zoo Warlock is well built to stop early aggression. Glacial Shards, Vulgar Homunculus and Double Despicable Dreadlord should be enough to finally take a win with Zoo.
Azuma has an obvious turn to play and looks like he's going to trade to prevent the Paladin of gaining a Rockpool Hunter value in turn 2.
That is an interesting turn for Antrizi. I think you want to save coin for turn 3 Call to Arms into turn 4 Call to Arms. Oh wow! That is a questionable play. I think he wants to kill the Vulgar Homunculus as soon as possible in case of demon buffs.
Not really good turn for the Warlock here. He has to life tap to find something useful. Yeah, Glacial Shard is the exact card he was looking for. It helps him to get his Homunculus alive because Antrizi can't utilize his weapon charge now.
These are not very good options for the Paladin. You want to utilize your mana as an aggressive Murloc Paladin as efficiently as possible. Although the 3-4 Murloc that he can play is huge. We can see the Spellbreaker in Azuma's hand, so all the buffs can be easily denied.
There are multiple options for the Warlock. Pretty much all of them look decent. He can play Spellbreaker. I think he's going to use a Blood Fury potion to make his Homunculus invulnerable to weapon attack here. Also he trades, so Paladin can't play Gentle Megazord on turn 4. It will be completely useless.
This looks like a pretty simple turn to me. If there are cards that can return Paladin to the game, it's Call to Arms. Not the best possible outcome, but Righteous Protector can protect his minions as it's supposed to. Oh, and he's attacking a Homunculus again! This 5-1 can't attack into Divine Shield anymore.
A couple of choices available for Azuma here. He can develop Despicable Dreadlord, which is a huge threat for small minions. But Azuma decides to play his last Spellbreaker and trade with the Rockpool Hunter. This game looks pretty good for the Warlock. Voidwalker is a taunt that can defend all his minions in face at the same time.
Second Call to Arms though! There can be a lot of Murlocs that can be adopted next turn. These are some interesting decisions, and these are some unlucky juggles for the Antrizi. Now he can't even kill a Voidwalker now. That is a very tough decision if he needs to trade here or not. Although I think he still has to do it, cause if the Warlock will play Despicable Dreadlord, that's gonna be a crucial turn for the Paladin. If Azuma won't be able to kill all of these Murlocs, Gentle Megazord weather would be disgusting for him.
I think Warlock is trying to empty his hand as much as possible, so the Divine Pharaoh would be completely unplayable. That's gonna be a Demon Fire turn as well, alongside with the Crystal Weaver. Oh, that is an interesting choice! Although Azuma could have buffed his Voidwalker, he decided to kill Murloc Tidecaller instead, and seems like he's going to get rewarded for it. I want to remind that Antrizi already won against Zoo Warlock twice with his own Control Warlock and Jade Druid, so this is the weakest link in Azuma's lineup. He's got plenty of choices here. He needs to get ahead on board since Warlock has only card 11 in his hand.
Hydrologists can be pretty useful here. Both Repentance, Getaway Kodo, and also Redemption can be pretty useful here. Even Noble Sacrifice is not that bad, because Azuma has small minions. So let's see what he can play. He can also play Hydrologist into Gentle Megazord. So this is a Hydrologist. As I said, Repentance, Getaway Kodo, these are pretty good cards here. Let's see what he will choose. He picked Eye for an Eye! I think Antruzi has a completely different point of view on this game, and he has his own strategic plan. That's an obvious trade, and he's trading with a Christovir. I think that's a bluff for a noble sacrifice at this point.
Azuma is basically one of Leto with a Doomguard in his hand. He attacks with a Christovir procs eye for an eye. That is pretty good for him. So now he needs to decide whether he wants to deploy a Despicable Dreadlord or go face with a Doomguard and left Paladin on 1 HP. He chose to live tap and play a Dreadlord instead. Okay, that's a decent choice, I should say.
This is probably a last turn for Antruzi. Oh look, if he heads Wind Fury from the Gentle Megasaur with the Murloc Wall Eater buff, this would be lethal! Flaming Claw's not enough though. Antruzi is one of Leto with a Flaming Claws. Let's see what he will choose here.
He has to clear the board now if he wants to not die. Either Poisonous or +3 attack is enough to kill both of Azuma's minions. In my opinion, Flaming Claws is more relevant because he will be able to attack with a buffed Murloc Wall Eater next turn. But if he chooses Poisonous, he can kill any big threat next turn, so I wonder what Antruzi will actually pick here. Looks like a pretty obvious options for me.
Let me think.
Antruzi, I think he has to be scared at this point. He's only at 6 HP against Warlock. He chose Poisonous, so trade with the Despicable Dreadlord. I think the second trade with the Crystal Wither. Oh wow! He chooses to trade with his face, so now Warlock needs 1 damage to finish this game, and he has it! He has a Doomguard in his hand. So Azuma is our second grand finalist of the Hearthstone World Champion 2018. He's going to face Asian Prodigy Broden. That's going to be an insane match.